Hi all, welcome to this new project shopping cart using React. And in this project for managing state, I will be using modern Redux Toolkit. And to make you understand the concept, I will be using this slide using which I will explain you each and every concept like how to add the items to the cart, how to update the quantity, how to remove the item, how to update temp item. So each and everything I will be explaining you so that you can have better understanding of this project. Now let us see the project demo. Here I am having all the products which I have fetched from the API. As soon as I refresh this, I will have loading product, and after that all the products will be fetched from the API and products will be displayed on my UI. Now here inside navbar I am having home and cart. As of now I have not added any items in the cart. I will click on this. I will have your cart is empty, and below this I am having back to home. I will click on back to home. I will be redirected to home page. Now for this product I will click on add to cart. For this product I will click on add to cart, and for this product I will click on add to cart. Now if you see in my cart I am having 3 products. So 3 will be displayed here. Click on this, and inside this cart page whatever products I have added, all the products will be displayed. And for each and every product I will have this input field. I am having update button and I am having remove button, and below this total price will be calculated. Now from here I am just going to remove this product. Just focus on this total price. Remove. Again total price will be recalculated and I will be having this result. I will remove all the items. Again I will have your cart is empty. I can click on back to home. Now here I will be adding this item. I will be adding this item, and in my cart I am having 2 products. This item is already added. Again if I click on this, here in my cart total number will not be increased. Instead here inside this cart page quantity will be increased, and accordingly my total price will be displayed. And again I can click on update. Then you can see my quantity will be updated. So successfully we are able to update the quantity, we are able to remove the products, we are able to add the products. And here for each and every product if you see title is displayed, and for this I have displayed 20 characters, and after that I am having this 3 dots. For whichever product my title is less than 20 character, or if it is 20 character, then I will display complete title. But if my title is long, then inside home page I will only display 20 characters. I will add this item to cart, but in my cart page I will display complete title of the product. Now for this also I can update. Click on update. Accordingly my total price will be calculated. Again back to shopping. Now in my cart I am having 3 items. Again I can add the items. Click on this. You can see successfully whatever items we are able to add in the cart, we are able to see in this page, and whatever quantities we are having, that quantities will be displayed inside this input field. Again I will click on this. Click on update. I will be having the result, but here if I just go down I will come to 1, but again if I click on this my value will not be updated to 0. By default I will have quantity as 1. If you want to remove this, you simply have to click on this remove button and product will be removed from the cart. Again click on back to shopping. Again I will be redirected to home page. So this entire project step by step I will be teaching you without skipping any part. But before starting with this project, if you have understanding of Redux and Redux Toolkit, then it will be a plus point. If you are not aware, then also no problem. I have created complete course on Redux and Redux Toolkit. Whatever concept I will be teaching you, you can just refer that concept or you can have glance on that concept so that easily you can understand this project. Or if you are interested to master Redux and Redux Toolkit, then you can watch complete course. You will be finding link in the description. Once it is clear what we are building in this project, let's start with the project. Here in my C drive, I have created this folder React Redux Toolkit, and inside that I have created cart. Right click and open with code. So now we are going to create a React application using Vite. So for that, I will open terminal. If you want to open terminal, go to view, and here we are having this terminal option, and also you can use this shortcut. Now here I will run this command npm create Vite at latest. You should do the exact same thing. And now I will give my application name. I will give the application name as shopping cart. Hit enter. Now here it is asking me to select the framework. Using down arrow, I will be selecting React. Once I select React, hit enter. And now after this, I have to select the variant. I will be selecting JavaScript. Hit enter. Now here our folder shopping cart is created. After that, what we have to do? We have to come inside this folder. So cd shopping cart, hit enter. Now I am inside this folder. After this, using this npm install, or you can also use yarn to install our dependencies. So for that, here I will be using npm install. As soon as I hit enter, now inside this shopping cart, I will be having my node modules folder. And that folder is important because whatever packages we are going to download in this project, all the packages will be present inside that node modules. And inside this packet.json, later we are going to have all the dependencies registered in this field. Now once it is installed, in my application, I am having this node modules folder. Now in this project, to manage the state, we are going to use Redux along with modern Redux Toolkit. So here I will install Redux Toolkit. I will write npm I at reduxjs/toolkit. Hit enter. Later on, we are going to install Redux as well. But as of now, we are only going to install Redux Toolkit package. Once we install the package, the entry is present inside this dependencies property. Close it. Now we will start with creating folders and files which are required in our application. So first, inside src, okay, don't worry about all these files. Inside src, I am going to create one folder app. Again, inside src, I will be creating one folder features. For Redux Toolkit, I follow this folder structure. Then again, inside src, I will be creating another folder components. Now inside app folder, I will be creating store.js where I will be having all the code related to my store. Then we are having features, and this entire project is having only one feature, that is shopping cart. So here I will be creating that feature folder, that is shop cart. And inside this shop cart, I will be creating cart slice.js, because we are having cart page and we are having product page. So inside this cart slice, I will write the code related to my cart. Then again, in this shop cart, I will be creating another file. I will write product slice.js. Now coming to component, I will create the first component cart, and here we have to give the extension .jsx. Again inside this, I will be creating another component I will give the component name as productlist.jsx. Then finally, I want one more component, that is navbar.jsx. Very important, you follow this folder structure if you're following this tutorial. Now I will come to cart.jsx. Inside this, I will write RFCE, and here simply I will write H1. Inside this, I will write cart page. I will come to product list. Again, RFCE. Inside this, I will write H1. Here I will write product page. Then I will come to navbar, RFCE, hit enter. Inside this, I will write navbar. Now once this dummy data is rendered, I will open this main.jsx, which is available inside src folder. Inside this, we have already rendered this app component. So this app is the main parent component. Now I will come to app.jsx, and from here, I'm just going to remove this entire thing. Instead, I will write RFCE. This is my app component. And inside this entire thing, first I'm just going to render my navbar. Hit enter, navbar will be imported. Then I will render this product list. Hit enter, product list is imported. Below this, I'm just going to render this cart. Hit enter, cart is imported. Open terminal, and now to start the application, you have to use npm run dev. Now you will be having this link. Click on this link to open the application. Now you can see I am having navbar, I am having product page, as well as my cart page is rendered. Now what I will do, whatever stylings I am having, I am just going to remove all the stylings. I do not need this index.css. Now I will come to main.jsx, and from here simply I am just going to remove this index.css. I will come to app.css, select this entire styling and delete. Now in description, you will be having all the stylings. Just copy the stylings from app.css. I will open this, and from this file, I will copy all the CSS stylings, close the file, and inside my application app.css, I'm just going to paste all the stylings. Now successfully, we have completed our project setup. Whatever stylings I will be using in this project, you will get entire styling. You can find link of the styling in the description. Now second, we are going to work on routing. So for that, first we are going to install React Router DOM. I will open new terminal, and here first I will come inside the shopping cart, and inside this I will write npm I React Router DOM. Hit enter. It is going to install this package. Once it is done, close the terminal, open package.json, and always check whether this is added inside our dependencies. Close it. Now inside this app.jsx, I will remove this entire thing. In place of this, we are going to use our browser router. So for that, first I'm just going to import. Here I will be writing import. Inside this, I will write browser router. Now for this browser router, I will change the name, and I will give the name as router. You can also use browser router, but for simplicity, I have changed the name to router. Then I will be importing routes, and finally I will be importing route. So these are the components I require to execute my routing. Now here I will write the package name React Router DOM. Now inside this return, entire thing I'm just going to wrap inside this router. Now inside this, what I have to do, I just have to define the routes. So here I will be writing routes. So inside this, I have to specify in my URL whatever specific path I am having, on which page I have to redirect. and inside this I will be writing route. Then here inside this I will give the path, and in my URL if I am having this slash, then I will be writing element. Here I will write this curly braces. Inside this I am going to render this product list. So here what I am telling, in my path if I am having the slash, which means if I am inside the root, then simply render this product list. Then below this I will copy, and here I have to render cart, but in my URL if I am having slash cart, only then I have to render this cart page. I will open my application. Now in my URL, even if I don't have slash, it indicates I am inside this root folder. So here I am having product page, and after this I will be giving cart. As soon as I hit enter, now I am having this cart page. I will come back. Okay, successfully we have defined a routing, and from here I do not require navbar inside app.jsx. I will simply remove that import. I will open this navbar.jsx, and inside this we are going to start with creating the static structure. Remove this entire structure. Inside this I will be writing nav. Then here I will be writing h1. I will give the text as shopping cart. Below this I will be creating div. Inside this I am going to specify home page and cart. And whenever I click on home page, I should be redirected to product page, and when I click on cart, I should be redirected to cart page. So for that we will be using link component, which is provided by React Router DOM. As soon as I hit enter, this link component will be imported from React Router DOM, and inside this link I will give home. Then finally again I will remove this, and here I will be writing cart. Okay, this is very similar to our anchor tag, but if we are using anchor tag, our page will be refreshed. But if we are using this link component, our page will not be refreshed. So here I will be giving 2, and inside this I'm just going to give slash. When I click on this home, in my URL I should have slash. Once I have slash, I will be redirected to product list that we have already specified in this path. Then here I will be writing 2, and for this I have to give slash cart. Now save it. I will not be having any result, but this navbar I just have to render inside this product list. I will remove this entire thing. Here I will be writing navbar. As soon as I hit enter, navbar will be imported from navbar component. I will just close in this way. Save it. Come here. Now here you can see I am inside this root folder, and inside this I am having home as well as I am having cart. I will click on this home. I am in the same path. I will click on this cart. Now here I am having slash cart, and I will be redirected to cart page. Again I will come back. Now we are just going to import our stylings. I will come to app.jsx. Inside this we just have to import our stylings. So here I will write import. I will specify app.css. Save it. Come here. Now you can see the stylings are applied. I will click on home. I am inside the same page. I will click on cart. I will be redirected to cart page. Now what we will do? We are going to work on the static structure. So first I will be working on product list.jsx. Below this navbar, I will be creating one div, and for this I will give the class name as product list. But now I cannot use 2 elements, so this entire thing I'm just going to wrap using this fragments. And below this I will be pasting. And inside this div container, I will be creating another div, and for this I will give the class as product card. Then inside this, first I want image. As of now, I do not want to display any image. Directly from API, we are going to fetch the image, and inside this alt, I will write image title. Then below this, I will write H2, and here I have to display product title. Then below this, I will write one paragraph. I will write price, and here I have to display the price. I will write $200, and finally below this I will be adding button, and for this I will give add to cart. Save it. Come here. Now you can see this product is displayed where I am having image, product title, price, and finally I am having this add to cart. Then next I will open this cart.jsx, and from here I'm just going to remove this entire thing. Now inside this, I will be creating div, and for this, I will give the class as cart page container. Inside this, I will create another div, and for this, I will give the class as cart container. Inside this, I will write h2. I will give the text as your cart. Below this, I will be creating one more div, and for this, I will give the class as cart item. And inside this, I have to specify the image. Here I will be writing image path, and inside this alt, I will write image title. Then below this, okay, we are inside the same div container. Below this, I will be creating one more div, and for this, I will give the class as cart item details. And inside this div container, I will be writing h3. Here I will specify image title. Below this, I will be creating paragraph. Here I will write price, and for this I'm just giving dummy data. I will give 200. We are still inside this div container, and inside this I will be creating another div, and for this I'm just going to specify input field. Type I will be giving number, and for this I will give the minimum value as 1. Now inside this div container I will be creating button. For this, I will give the text as update. Below this, I will give the text as remove. So inside this div container, I am having input field, update and remove. And inside this div container, I am having this entire content. And inside this div container, I am having all the details related to my cart item. So below this cart item div container, I will be creating another div, and for this I will give the class as cart total. Inside this I will specify paragraph. I will write total, and by default I will give the value 200. I will come down. Below this div container I will be creating one button, and for this button I will give the class as back button. Inside this I will give the text as back to shopping. So this is the static structure for our cart. I will come here, click on this cart. Now you can see my static structure is displayed. From API, later on, we are going to fetch the data. We have image title, price, input field, update, remove. Here, total is displayed, and then we are having back to shopping button. Now successfully, we have completed with static structure, but here we have to fix the width. So I'll come here. I will just open this app.css, and from here what I will do, from this body I'm just going to remove this styling. I will comment. Now you can see everything is working fine, but now I will come to cart. Here this cart will be in the middle, but now my cart container is here. So inside this cart.jsx, this entire thing I will be wrapping inside one wrapper. I will create div, and for this I will be giving wrapper. Copy this, and here below this I'm just going to close. Now you can see this is my cart. I will come back. Now in my home page my products are displayed and also my navbar is displayed. Successfully, we have completed static structure of navbar, product list and cart. Now let us work on fetching API data and displaying that data in our UI. So for this project, we will be using Fake Store API. Now here, inside this product list.jsx, as soon as my application loads, I just want to display all the products which are available in API. So what I will do, I will be using use effect hook. As soon as I hit enter, this hook will be imported from React. Inside this, I will be passing two arguments. First, where we are going to write our entire logic. This will be the callback function. And second is the dependency array. What I just want to run this effect only once, which means as soon as my application loads, I just want to fetch the data once. So here I will not be passing any dependency because this code will not be dependent on any value. So that is the reason I will be passing empty array, which means I only want to run this effect once. Inside this use effect, I will be creating one function. I will be using async await. I will give the function name as fetch products is equal to, here we have to write async. I will be using arrow function. Okay, normal async await. Inside this, I will be writing await. Then I will be using fetch. And inside this, I have to pass my API link. Here in Google, I will just search for Fake Store API. Click on this first link. I will scroll down and here we are having products. Click on this. Here I am having all the data. I will just copy this link. I will come to my project and inside this I am going to store. So whatever value I am having, I am just going to store inside this variable response. Now below this, I will be creating one more variable data. I will be using await keyword. Now whatever response I am having on that, I will be applying this JSON method. Once I apply this, I will be getting my entire API data. I will log in here. I will be giving data. Now I will come here. I will load my application. I will inspect this, but in my console, I will not be having any result. Why? Because this is the function we have created and we already know functions will only be executed when we call them or when we invoke them. So here I will copy this function and below this I am simply going to call this function. Now save it. Now you can see in my console I am having all the data which is available in my API and in total I am having 20 products data. But now successfully this entire data I am able to get in console. But what I want, this entire data I just want to display on my UI. So for that I will be using state. Here below this I will be creating const and inside this I will be passing products and setter function I will be writing set products is equal to use state. As soon as I hit enter, use state will be imported from React. And for this product's initial value, I'm just going to give as empty array. So whatever value I give, that value will be assigned to this products. Now what I just want to update this product and whatever data I'm having in console, that entire data I just have to assign to this product. So basically now I want to update this product state. So to update this product state, we will be using our setter function. I will copy this setter function and inside this simply I will be passing data. And this data is nothing but array of 20 objects. So once I have set the value, now this product will be having access to all the API data, that is array of object. Now successfully we are able to fetch the data as well as we are able to update our state. Now this product is having array of objects. So using map method, I can easily render this data. So this entire div container, I will be wrapping in JavaScript mode, curly braces. Now here, I will be writing products. This is nothing but array inside which I am having 20 objects. I will be writing map method. Inside this, I will be passing product. So first iteration, this product will be holding first object. Second iteration, second object. Arrow function, I will just give here parenthesis, and inside this I will copy entire div container, cut it from here, and inside this I will be pasting. Now I will save. Come here, you can see in my UI 20 products will be displayed. Why 20 products are displayed? Because using these products, how many data I am having inside these products, that many times we are looping through the array using this map method. Now first time when it is looping, we will have first object data, second time second object data. So what I will do, remove this entire thing. In place of this, I will be passing product, and inside my API, I have the property title. Save it. Come here. Now you can see for each and every product, we are having this title displayed. Let me come to API. You can see we have this title property. So from this product object, we are accessing title. Similarly, I will write here curly braces. I will write product dot price. And here I will remove this entire thing. Here I will be writing product dot image. And inside this also, I will remove this entire thing. Copy this, and here I will be pasting. Now save. Come here, you can see successfully I am able to get all the images from API as well as I am able to display all the prices. But now the problem is, you can see if my title is long, I am not able to display entire title. If I display, then my cards will not be aligned properly. So what I will do, I will come here. This is my title. Okay. So here inside this, I will be checking for the condition. If this product title dot length, if it is greater than 20, then what I will do, I will use a template literal. Inside this, I will be giving product. I will write a dollar. Then I will be writing product dot title. And here I'm just going to apply this slice method. And inside this, I will be passing 0, 20. So what it will do, if my product dot length is greater than 20, if it is true, then simply it is going to extract characters from 0 to 19. 20 will not be included. From 0 to 19, it is going to extract the characters. And after this, I should also give this 3 dots. So I will be giving here else. If it is less than 20, then simply display this product title, product dot title. Very simple. Again, let me tell you, here I am having my product title, and for that, if the length is greater than 20, then simply use the slice method and extract the characters from 0 to 19. And after that, simply display these 3 dots. If it is less than 20, then whatever title I am having in my API, simply render that title. I will come here. Now you can see. So for first one, length was greater than 20. So from 0 to 19, which means 20 characters are displayed, and after that I am having 3 dots. For this also, after that I am having 3 dots, but here it is less than 20. So here I will not be having 3 dots. But later, when we add the item to the cart, in cart page, we are going to show entire title. Later, when we start with Redux, this entire logic we will not be performing here. We will see how to get access to store how to display the data, how to perform asynchronous operation using Redux Toolkit. If you are not aware of Redux or Redux Toolkit, then in description you will be finding the course link. You can go and you can just have a glance so that you will have understanding of asynchronous programming and how to write this kind of logic in Redux. Finally, we are going to start with managing our state. So for that, we will be using Redux Toolkit, and inside the component, we will not be writing all this logic. First, we are going to work on this product list. So here, from this features folder, I will open shopping cart, and inside this, I will open this product slice.js. In Redux Toolkit, we will have access to createAsyncThunk function using which we can perform asynchronous operation. First, we will create a product slice. Here, I'm just going to import create slice, and this we will be importing from Redux Toolkit. Now below this, we have to invoke this create slice. And inside this, we will be passing object of options. And this entire value, we will be assigning it to the variable. I will give the variable name as product slice. To understand create slice or to understand create async thunk, you should be aware of Redux Toolkit. If you are not aware, you can go to the course which I have uploaded on my channel. Then here inside this, first we will be passing name of the slice, and here I will be giving products. Then separate by comma. Then here we are going to specify initial state, and for this I will be passing object. This initial state you can initialize outside as well, but here simply I will be writing initial state for which I will be passing object. Initially my products will be loading and that will be fetched from the API. So here I will be creating one property items, and for this initial value I'm just going to set as empty array. Like how inside this product list initially we have set these products to empty array. Same way we are just setting these items to empty array. You can give any variable name. Then below this I will be writing status, and then initially I will give the status as idle. Why? Because when we are fetching API data, so first my data will be loaded from the API. So once it is successful, I will be having the data. If it is not successful, I will be having the error. So for different status, I have to display different message to user. So that is the reason initially I am giving status as idle. You can also give loading, but I have given status as idle. Then third property which we create inside this create slice is the reducer. And here using this create slice, we will not be creating any reducer. Instead, we are going to make use of extra reducer which we are going to implement soon. Now once it is done, below this I just have to do export. Here I will be writing default. I have to export this product slice, and from this product slice we will have this reducer property. We simply have to export this reducer. Once we export the reducer, only then we can import this reducer in other files. Understanding this is very important. So for product slice, we are creating the slice, and inside this create slice, we will specify three properties. Name will be product, initial state, initial values we are going to assign, and then finally we will be having our reducers. But here we are fetching data from API. So inside this create slice, we are not going to create our own reducer. Instead, we are going to make use of extra reducer. Now once it is done, save it. Open this app folder. Inside this, we are having store.js. Now we have to set up our store. Now we are using modern Redux Toolkit. So here we will be importing configure store. If you were using only Redux, then you would have used create store. But as of now, that is deprecated. So here we will be using configure store. If we are using this configure store, we will be having lot of things which are set up automatically, like middleware will be set up for us, Redux Toolkit extension will be set up for us. A lot of things will be done behind. Below this, I will simply invoke this, and inside this we are going to pass object, and this entire value I'm just going to assign to store. And here inside this configure store, we will be passing reducer as the property, exact same thing. And for this reducer, we will be passing object. And in this project, we will be using multiple reducer. So here for this product, I will give the key as products. And here inside this, I will give the value as product reducer. Here you can give any name. Why? Because we have done default export of this reducer. So here you can use any name. Once we use this, simply we have to import our reducer. Import. Here whatever name we have given, same name we have to use. From, I will just give the path. I will come inside this features folder. Then inside that I am having shop cart. Inside this I am having product slice. So here inside this product slice, I have done default export of my reducer. So inside store, I am importing, and while importing, I can give any name. So inside this configure store, for this reducer property, I am just specifying product reducer as the value for my products key. Now inside this store, we are having access to our reducer. So whatever components I am having in this application, each component need access to the store. So what I will do, I'm just going to export store. And here I am not adding default, which means I have done named export. So whenever I import store, I should be using exact same name. Now what I want, for each and every component, I need to give access to my store. So here I will open main.jsx. Inside this, we are having our app component. For this app component, I will just provide the store because this is the parent component, and once I have the store with the parent, easily every component can access to the store. So now this entire app we have to wrap with provider component, and that provider component will be provided from React Redux package. So for that we have to install the package. Here inside this, I am already inside the shopping cart. Here I will write npm install React Redux. Hit enter. Now my package is installed. Once it is installed, I will open this package.json. Inside this, I am having React Redux. Close it. Now here, above this, I will be writing provider. Close this provider, copy. And here below this, I will be pasting. And here I'm just going to import provider. I will write import provider from, and this I will get access from React Redux. So here I will be selecting this package. But now the problem is here I have not passed the store. I have only wrapped my app component with this provider component. So what I have to do, by using prop, I have to pass the store. So inside this provider, I will be creating the prop store, and inside which I will be passing my store. As soon as I hit enter, store will be imported from store.js. And this value, whatever we are giving here, this should be exactly matching with this value. And whenever we are importing named export, we should be wrapping in curly braces. So in this way, we will be providing store to components. So once this app is having access to store, each and every child of the app can easily access the store and they can request for data. Before watching this video, if you are not aware of Redux Toolkit, then might be it will take some time for you to understand. But if you are already aware, then simply we are just following the same recipe, and maybe you have felt it is very easy to follow all the steps. Now we will start working with our middleware by using our createAsyncThunk function. I will close all the files. Inside this productslice.js, I am just going to implement createAsyncThunk function. So here first I have to import this, and this createAsyncThunk will be provided from Redux Toolkit. And using this function, we can easily implement the creation and dispatching of actions. So after importing, below this, I'm just going to invoke this function, and inside this, we are going to pass two arguments. And if you are not aware of createAsyncThunk, then you can refer this video. First argument, we are going to specify action type. In Redux Toolkit, action type will be defined by product name slash whatever actions we will be creating, product name slash action. So inside this first argument, we have to specify action type. So this exact same name I will copy. Then I will be giving slash, and here I will be writing fetch products. Okay, this is my first argument where we have to specify our action type. In Redux Toolkit, in this pattern, we will be defining our action type. We will be giving the slice name, and after that, we are going to specify our action names. And second argument, we will be passing callback function. And this callback function will contain async logic, and they will be returning promise. So here I will be writing async. And this entire value I'm just going to assign to the variable. Here I will be writing fetch products. And this function we will be using in other files. So we have to export this function. I hope till here it is clear. Now inside this, we have to write the code to fetch the API data. And this createAsyncThunk function, it is going to dispatch promise lifecycle actions. And this createAsyncThunk function will be dispatching promise lifecycle actions that we can easily listen using extra reducers. And those lifecycle includes pending, rejected, and fulfilled. And within each reducer, we will perform necessary state transitions. So now we are going to get API data, and for that we are going to install Axios package. Here I will write npm i Axios. Hit enter. Now it has installed the package. Again, I will open this package.json, and here you can see we are having this Axios. Now inside this callback function, I will be writing const. Directly, I will be writing response is equal to, now we are using async. So here I will be writing await. Then on this Axios, we will be using this get method. And inside this, we will be passing our API link. And that link we have already passed inside this product list. I will copy. And inside this, I'm going to paste. Okay, simple. I'm just waiting for this request. And after that, this function is directly going to return me data. Here I will be writing response.data. So here we are using Axios. So we don't have to use JSON method. Directly we will get access to data, and simply from this function we are returning that data. Now using this createAsyncThunk function, we will have access to pending, fulfilled, and rejected action types. Now we can listen to those action types with the reducer function, and then we can perform necessary state transitions. So for that we will make use of extra reducer, because these reducers are not generated by createSlice. Third property I'm just going to specify as extra reducer. Exact same name you have to pass, and for this we will be assigning function as its value. Inside this, I will be passing one argument builder, and then here we are going to specify this builder dot add case. We are just adding the case, and inside this we have to specify our action type. So using this createAsyncThunk, we will get access to all the lifecycle methods. So from this fetch products, I will get access to pending. Here I will be writing pending. And second argument, we have to specify function. Here I will be writing reducer kind of function. I will just write this arrow function. And how in reducer, we will be passing state and action. When my request is pending, I do not have any action. So here I will be writing state. And if my request is pending, what I will do? I will just access the state, and from there I will be accessing my status property which we have given in initial state, this property, and for this I will assign the value as loading. Okay, very simple. I am just using extra reducer, and by using that I am just dispatching all the life cycle methods which I will get from createAsyncThunk. Okay, for this pending state, what I am doing, if my data is getting loaded, I am simply setting status to loading. Then below this, I will be adding one more case. In this way, you have to change. I will write add case, open curly braces. Now I will be writing fetch products dot fulfilled. Okay, first argument is our action type. Second, we are going to define our function. Here, I will be passing state and action. Then this is nothing but arrow function. Inside this, once my request is fulfilled, what I will do, this status I will just set to succeeded. Here I will be writing succeeded, separate by comma. Now once my request is fulfilled, finally whatever data I am having in my API, I will get access to that data. So easily I can access the data here. I will be writing state.items, and for this I will give this value, and my entire value will be inside this payload. So using this action.payload, I will get access to all the API data, and that data I am just assigning to my items. So initially my item is empty array. Once I have access to entire data, inside these items I will be having array of 20 objects. And when I will be getting this data, when my request is fulfilled, only then I will be having this data. Then finally, I will be adding one more case. Inside this, I will specify this fetch products. And third, we are having this rejected method. And here again, I will specify this function. Here, I do not have any action. Simply, I will be passing state. Now inside this, what I have to do, I will copy this. Here I will be pasting, and while fetching, if I am having any error, then simply I will just set status value to failed. Okay, this is how we are going to write entire async logic in Redux Toolkit. So using this createAsyncThunk, we will get access to pending, fulfilled and rejected lifecycle methods. And using these extra reducers, we are just defining different action creators based on the life cycles which we get from createAsyncThunk. And here we are using Axios. So here we have to import Axios. Here I will be writing Axios from Axios. And here if you see, I am having error because inside this rejected, after this I am not having any property. So I don't have to specify comma. Successfully, we have written entire logic of our middleware, and we have added different cases. Just take your time and understand this concept, or else you can refer createAsyncThunk video on my channel. Now we are going to see how to dispatch action so that we can easily fetch the data which we are having inside the store and display on our UI. Here I will come inside this product list. Now what I just want access to my state. This is my state. I just want access to this state. So for that, we will be using use selector hook, which will be provided by React Redux. Here I will write use selector, and here above this I'm just going to import use selector from, and this will be provided by React Redux. And inside this use selector, we are going to pass function as its argument. Here I will be passing function, and inside this function we will be passing state as its argument. Okay, here let me just log state console.log, and here I will be writing state. So using this use selector hook, we get access to the state. I will come here, inspect this. Now you can see I am having object and it has returned me products, and inside which I am having items, and here initially I have set my status to idle, and for this item initially I have set to empty array, so I am having array. And this product is nothing but the exact same key which we have given inside our store. You can see inside the store we have given products. So exact same key is passed, and inside this products we are having this entire object. So what I will do, from this state I'm just going to access this products. So here inside this I will be writing dot products. I will come here. Now you can see it has returned me products, inside which I am having item and status. So this is nothing but object. So what I can do, directly I can destructure these values. So here I will be writing const. I will be writing object is equal to, my first value is items and second value is status. So using this use selector hook, I got access to my state, and from here I am simply destructuring items and status. I will remove this console now, and also I will be removing. So using this I will be having object, and from that object I have simply destructured my items and status. Now before, while displaying the data, we have used this product state. Now we are not going to use any state, but what I will do, for these items, I will be giving the new value. I will write colon, I will simply give products. Why? Because here I am using products. So again, I do not want to change anything. Simply, I will just give new value to these items. We are not using state. I will remove. And also from here, I am going to remove use state. So using this use selector, we are having access to state. Now, while displaying the data, we will not be using our use state hook. Now below this, I should be getting access to dispatch function. Only when I dispatch action, I will be able to fetch the data. So here, to get access to dispatch function, in React Redux, we are having access to use dispatch hook. As soon as I hit enter, use dispatch is imported from React Redux. And this use dispatch hook will be having reference to dispatch function. Inside this, we don't have to pass any argument. Directly, this hook we are just going to assign to this variable. Now, successfully, we got access to dispatch function as well as we got access to state. Now here, as soon as my application loads, only then I have to dispatch this action. So here, now I do not need this entire logic. I will be removing, because this entire logic we have already written using our Redux Toolkit. So inside this, first I will be writing this condition. If my status, if it is equal to idle, okay, initial value I have assigned as idle, which simply means as soon as my component mount, I will be having status as idle. And this is the default value which I have set in my state. If it is idle, only then I have to dispatch the action. And using this check, we are ensuring that this fetch product action will only be dispatched when our status is idle, which means we have not started fetching the data. So once it is idle, what I have to do, I just have to dispatch this fetch products action. I will copy here. I will be writing dispatch. Inside this, I will be passing this fetch products. As soon as I hit enter, fetch products will be imported from this product slice. Okay, very simple. If it is idle, which means my fetch is not started, so directly I just have to dispatch this action. And once I dispatch this action, what happens? I'm just fetching the API data and I'm just returning that data. And inside this dependency, I will be passing status. Why? Because inside this product slice, when my data is getting loaded, I have set status to loading. Here, when it is fulfilled, I have set my status to succeeded. And here, if it is rejected, I have set my status to failed. So here, my value of status is getting changed. So inside this also, once my value of status is changed, I just want to rerun this effect. So that is the reason this status I will be passing as dependency. But now here my status is set to succeeded. Again, if my status is already set to succeeded, then this effect will not be running again because our data is already fetched. So don't forget to pass the dependency because for status we are having different values. If it is idle, which means my fetch is not started, so directly I am dispatching the action, and based on the status value, I am just rerunning this effect. Now here below this, I will just check for the condition. If my status, if it is equal to loading, which means my data is being fetched, I will write here loading. If it is equal to loading, then simply what I will do, I will return this paragraph. Here I will write loading products. Below this, I will be checking for another condition. If my status, if it is equal to failed, here this one, whatever values we have given, if my status, if it is equal to failed, then I will be writing return. Here I will be passing paragraph and here I will write failed to load the products. Please try again. Save it. Now here we don't have to change anything because successfully, as soon as my application mounts, I am just fetching the data, and inside this product slice, we have already written entire logic to fetch the API data. And for these items, we have changed the name to products. So now this products will be having array of object. So here entire thing what we have done using map method, we are looping through this entire array. So here you don't have to change anything in our UI. Now you can see we have reduced lot of code, and also based on different values we can display different data to user. Now I will come here. You can see my application is mounted, my data is fetched, and still I am having the same result. But now I will refresh this. You can see here I will be having message loading products. Just focus on this where I am highlighting. Refresh this, I will have loading products. Once my product is fetched, I will be having this entire products which has rendered on my UI. Now I will come here. I will just change this API. Now I am having error. My application got loaded. My data got fetched, but I am having error. So my status value was set to failed. If it is failed, then simply I just have to display this message to user. So that is the reason I am having this message. Again, I will refresh. You can see first products will be loaded. Maybe it is very fast, but when you do by yourself, you will see loading product message. If it is not loaded, I will be having this. If successfully, if it is loaded, then all the products will be displayed. Again, I will refresh loading products. I got the error. So here I will be having this message. I will change the API. I will give the correct API. Save it. Now you can see successfully I am able to fetch all the data from API. Just take your time and understand each and every concept because Whenever you are creating e-commerce and if you are using Redux to manage the state, then widely you will see this concept. Now finally, we are going to start most important part of this project. That is, we will be starting with our cart functionality. And in this, using PPTs, I will be showing you each and every step what we are going to perform in this project. Now, let us start with creating cart slice. Here, inside these features, we are having this cart slice. I am going to open. First thing, we have to import create slice. Here I will write import. Inside this, I will be passing create slice. And this we will be getting from Redux Toolkit. Just write at, then mention reductjs toolkit. Below this, I'm just going to invoke this create slice. Inside this, I have to pass object of options. And this entire value, I'm just going to assign to the variable. I will give the variable name as cart slice. Inside this slice, we will specify three properties. First, name of the slice, I will simply mention cart. Then second, initial state. In product slice, here itself we have defined the initial state, but now outside of this create slice, I'm just going to define my initial state. Okay, state is nothing but object. Inside this, I will specify three properties. First, I will be giving items and initially I will assign as empty array. And this item is nothing but it is an array which will be having final cart items. So this item will be the final cart item which we are actively purchasing. Then second, I will be creating temp items. And for this also, I will assign as empty array. So inside this, we are just going to store temporary changes which we have done to our product. For example, if I adjust the quantity of product, that temporary changes we are going to store inside this array. Inside these items, we will have final product which we have purchased, and inside the temp items, whatever changes we will be doing for our product, like updating the quantity, that items will be present inside this temp items. Then finally, I will be creating total price. Initially, I will not be having any items in cart, so here my total price will be 0. Okay, here directly I will specify initial state. We can also write the value, and we already know in ES6 if both values and key are same, then we don't have to mention this key. Then third property, we have to define reducer, that we are going to do in a minute. Below this, I'm just going to export reducer. So here I will be writing export for reducer, and from this cart slice, I'm just going to export this reducer. Okay, for better understanding, let me write the comments. Here I will be having final cart items. Then here inside this, I will be having temporary items for update. Now this I just have to include in my store. I will open store.js. Below this, I will be creating another property. I will give the property as cart. Inside this, I will simply give the value as cart reducer. Now this thing I have to import, copy. Here I will be writing import cart reducer from, I will come inside this features folder. Inside features, I am having shop cart, and then I'm just going to import this cart slice. So from this cart slice, I am importing reducer and I am assigning it to my cart key. Okay, this is the initial setup of our cart slice. Now here below this, one by one, we are going to create reducer for all the actions. First, we will be working on this add to cart. Once the item is added, only then I can perform updating, I can perform deleting the product. So first, we are going to work on this add to cart. So here below this, I'm just going to specify the property. Here I will be writing reduces. And for this, I will be giving object. Inside this, we are going to define our action creators. And inside this create slice, while passing this reducer, we are going to pass reducers. But while exporting, simply we are going to export the reducer which we will be having inside this cart slice object. So here I will be creating my action creator. I will write add to cart, inside which we are going to specify two arguments, state and action. I will just open this function. I will just write curly braces. Now this is nothing but this is my action creator. And here I'm just going to export that from this card slice. I will be accessing my actions. So these are the properties which we will be having inside this card slice. Now from there, I'm just accessing actions, and inside actions, all my action creators will be stored as an object. So what I will do directly, I'm just going to destructure. So here I will write export. I will be writing const, and inside this object, simply I'm just going to give add to cart. So from this cart slice dot actions, I will be having object inside which all my action creators will be defined. So from here, I have simply destructured my first action creator. Now inside this, I will be writing alert. Here, I will be writing hello. Now let us see if it is working or not. I will open product list.jsx, and here we are having add to cart button. Now to execute this action creator, we have to dispatch the action. And using this use dispatch, we already got access to dispatch function. So for this button, I will be writing on click. Inside this, I will be passing arrow function. Here I will be writing dispatch. Inside this, simply I'm just going to give add to cart. Call this function. Come here, click on this add to cart. Successfully, I am able to dispatch the action. I am getting this alert where hello is displayed. But here, while dispatching this action, inside this, what I want to pass, simply, I just want to pass this product. Why? Because, let me tell you, here we are just looping inside this array. The first time, this product will be holding first object. Second time, it will be holding second object, and entire items will be displayed. But now, here I am passing complete product. For example, if I click on this product, add to cart, this entire product data along with title, along with price, whatever data I'm having in API for this product, that entire thing will be passed as the payload. So this is the additional information. So that will be passed as the payload. So using this, whatever product we click, we are just passing that complete product detail. Now I will come to cart slice. I will remove this hello. Now step by step, I will also use the PPTs, and we are going to understand this complete logic. Now what I will do, here I have defined my items for which I have assigned empty array. Now here, as soon as I click on this, this is nothing but this is an object. This entire object, I just have to push inside this array. So how I will get access to this item? From this state, I will be writing state dot items. Now I will be using array push method, and directly we can update the state because in Redux Toolkit behind the scene we will be using immer library. Inside this I will be passing object, and here I am going to specify action.payload. Why action.payload? Here inside this we are passing this product data which will be having all the details of my project. And this is nothing but this is the payload. So using action, we can access that payload. But now I can click on multiple products. So whatever previous product data I am having, I should not overwrite that data. So here I will be using spread operator. Okay, simple enough. To understand in more better way, let me open the slides. Now I have clicked on this add to cart for ID 2. What happens? Inside this item, this complete detail of the product will be stored. And again, if I click on add to cart of this ID 3, then again this product detail will be stored inside this item array. Okay, the same logic we have written here. Now I will open this cart.jsx and here I will just get access to my state. So to get access to state, we will be using use selector. Inside this, we are going to specify the state, and here as of now, I'm just going to do console.log. Inside this, I will be passing state, and from there, I'm going to access this cart. And once I use this use selector, this will be imported from React Redux. Here I will give the proper spelling, and this cart is nothing but the exact same key which we have defined in our store. So in product list, we have already understood how this will be working. I will save. Come here. I will inspect this. Okay, here we are having that warning unique key that we are going to see later. But now what I will do, I will just click on this add to cart. Before that, let me come to cart. Now you can see I am able to access the state. Inside item, I am having empty array. Inside temp item, I am having empty array and my total price is 0. I will come back. Now for this, I'm just going to click on add to cart. After clicking on this add to cart button, now I will click on this cart. You can see now inside this items, I am having that ID. I am having title. So basically, I am having entire product detail. I hope you understood this. Now I will come back. Now my page is refreshed. So all the items from the cart will be removed. Now 2 times I'm just going to click on this ID 1. 1 time, 2 times. Now I will come to cart. Now you can see inside this item I am having 2 objects, and for 2 objects I am having the same value. But I do not want this one. Whenever I click on add to cart for the same product, instead of adding this entire item, I only have to update the quantity. I will close it. I will come here. So first, I will be checking whatever item I am clicking, if that item is present or not. So here, I will be writing const. I will create the variable existing item is equal to, from my state, I will be accessing these items. And on this, I'm going to apply this find method. And this find method will be running for every element present inside this array. So here I will be passing callback function. For each and every object, I'm just giving the value item. Arrow function, I will check if this item.id, if it is equal to action.payload.id. Okay, now inside this project list, this entire project I am passing as a payload, and that payload is nothing but object inside which we will be having ID. From there, I am just checking whatever item I am clicking, if that ID is already present or not. If it is present, that means item is already added in the cart. Now, to understand this complete logic, let us again open the slides. Now imagine I am having these 3 products. I have clicked on add to cart and I have added this product inside these items. Now we are using find method to check if the product ID is present or not. So this find method will be returning the value of first element that will be passing a test. Okay, we have passed the condition. If the condition is matched, this find method is going to return first element which passes that condition. So this find method will be returning the first element which passes the test. And it is going to execute a function for each and every array element. If the condition is not getting matched, it will simply return undefined. And this find method we cannot execute on empty array elements. And finally, if we are using find method, it is not going to change original array. So here we are applying find method on this items array. So whatever operations we are performing, it will not be affecting this original array. Now this product is already present inside my items. Now here again, if I click on this, I am checking inside this array. I am just applying this find method. So now inside this item, I will be having access to this complete product. So here for this product also, I will be having ID, and for this ID is nothing but 2. If this ID is equal to action.payload.id, which we are getting from this payload, if both are equal, then simply what I have to do here, I will be checking if my existing item, if it is true, then simply I just have to update the quantity. So here I will write existing item dot quantity, and here I just have to update the quantity by 1. Else, if it is not matching, only then I have to push the items in the cart. And here, whenever I am pushing, by default, I am just going to set the quantity. Here, I will write quantity. By default, I am just going to set to 1. As of now, I am only having one product in my item, and this find method will be applied to all the items present inside the array. So for this, we are having ID 2, and whatever product we are clicking inside this payload, for that also we are having ID 2. So the condition is getting matched, and inside this existing item, this complete product will be stored. Then here, if we are having some data, then the condition is true. So what we are going to do, only for that product, we will increase the quantity by 1, and for others, whenever we are pushing the data, along with the data, we are simply updating quantity to 1. So here, using find method, what happens? Only for this ID2, our quantity will be updated and we will have 2. And rest all, if I am having other items, for that quantity will be set to 1. Then below this, what I will do, I am just going to update my temp items. So here, below this, I will write state.temp items, and for this whatever value I am having inside this state, I am just going to assign that value to my state temp items. So I'll copy this entire thing, and inside this I will be spreading this, and here I will be pasting. I can have multiple products inside this item, so that is the reason I am spreading out, and all the products I am just assigning to my temp items. Now imagine I have added 2 items inside the cart. What I have done, this entire products I have copied and I have thrown inside this temp items. And here also I will inspect this. I will click on add to cart. I will click on add to cart. Go to cart page. Now you can see my item is updated, inside which I am having ID 2 and 3, and inside this temp item also I am having ID 2 and 3. I will refresh. I will go back. Now 2 times I'm just going to click on this first product. I will come to cart. Now you can see only one object I am having inside this item. Let me just show the quantity, and you can see quantity is updated to 2, and same data will be copied for this temp items, and here also we are going to have quantity as 2. So successfully we have updated our items, and also we are able to check if the item is already present or not, and that entire data we are just copying inside this temp items. Now last thing, we have to update this total price. So below this I will be writing state.total price. Here I'm just going to loop through my items, and here we can simply use array reduce method. And I believe you are already aware of this reduce method. Inside this, I will specify these 2 arguments, sum and item. And for each and every iteration, this item will be holding my array elements data. So first iteration, first element data, second iteration, second element data. So I will be giving sum plus from this item, I'm just going to access the price. Okay, on this objects, we are having property price. So from there, I will access price. And after that, I should also calculate the quantity. So here, I will write item dot quantity. Whatever quantity I am having, I just have to multiply with the price of the item. And for this sum, we have to give the default value. Here, by default, for sum, I will be giving 0. The first time, sum will be holding 0. Let me just show you how this will be working. Again, I will come here, come back, inspect this. And for this, we are having $15.99. I will click on this add to cart. Again, I will click on this add to cart. And then here, I will click on this add to cart. I will open cart. Now inside these items, I have added 2 products. For first, my quantity will be 2. And for second, my quantity will be 1. So for first iteration, my price will be 15.99 into 2 because my quantity is 2 here. I have clicked twice. So whatever result I will be having, that result will be stored inside this sum. And in second iteration, my item dot price is 55.99. So whatever sum I am having, previous sum plus this 55.99, my total price will be displayed as 87.97. So this is how for each and every item we are going to look and we are going to calculate the sum. Now, once we are having all the data, we have to render the data on screen. And inside this cart.jsx, we have already accessed the state. Now, I will remove this console. In place of this, I will be writing state.cart. Now, inside this cart, what properties I am having? Directly, I am just going to destructure. Here, I will write const. Here, I will be writing items. And for items, I will change the name. I will give cart items. Then I am having temp items. I'm just going to destructure. And then we are having total price. Whatever state variables I am having, all the things I have destructured, and only for items I have changed the name. Now inside this, I will be having array of object. So whatever item I am adding to cart, it will be holding that data. So here, this is my cart item, this entire thing. I'm just going to wrap in JavaScript mode. Now here, I will be writing cart items dot map method. I will just write here arrow function, open parenthesis, and inside this parenthesis, I will copy this entire div, copy, and inside this, I'm going to paste. Now save it, come here, close it. Now you can see I'm having 2 products. So 2 times my data is rendered. I will just come back. I will add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Click on cart. Now you can see how many times I have added, that many items will be rendered. But instead of displaying the static data, I just want to display dynamic data. I will remove this entire thing. And inside this, I will specify item, copy item. Here, I will write item.image. Remove this entire thing. I will write item.title. Same thing, I will copy. And here, now inside this cart page, I just want to render complete title. I will remove this. Here, I will be writing item.price. Okay, rest entire thing I do not want to change. Come here, now you can see whatever items I have added inside the cart, successfully I am able to render all the products in my cart table. Again, I will go back. I will click on add to cart. Come here, now you can see I have added 3 items. So 3 items will be displayed here. And inside this cart page, successfully I am able to display complete title. Now here what I will do, I am just going to display total price. We have already accessed total price from the state. I will copy. In place of this, here we are having total price. Remove this. In place of this, I'm just going to render my total price. I will come here. Now you can see it is 109.95. So my total will also be same. I will come back. I will add this, add. Click on this. Now accordingly, all the totals will be added and I will be having this result. Now I will come back, refresh once. I will add this and here I will be adding these three products. Click on this cart. Now you can see all this product price will be added and I will be having this total price displayed. Now instead of going back from here, as soon as I click on this button, I should be redirected to home page. So for that, you can either use link component from React Router DOM or you can use navigate hook from React Router DOM. Below this, I will be writing import use navigate. As soon as I hit enter, this hook will be imported from React Router DOM. And below this, I'm just going to invoke this use navigate and this entire thing, I'm just going to assign the value navigate. I will copy. Now I will come here. As soon as I click on this button, here I will be adding on click. As soon as I click on this button, I will paste navigate. I should be redirected to home page. I will be giving this slash, which indicates my route. I will come here. I will click on this. Now you can see in my URL, I am not having anything, which means successfully I am inside home page. I will click on home. I am inside the same page. I will click on cart. I will move to cart page. I will click on back to shopping. Here I am redirected to home page. Now next, let us work on deleting the products from this cart table. As soon as I click on this remove button, this entire item has to be removed from my cart. So here we are having remove. On this, I will be adding on click is equal to, inside this I will be passing this function. And here I will create the function. I will give the function name as handle remove item. And inside this, I should simply pass the item ID. I will copy, paste, and from there, I'm just going to access the ID. So whatever items I am having inside the cart, and for whichever item I have clicked on remove, for that item, I am just accessing the ID and I am passing along with this function. Now I will copy this function. Below this, I'm just going to create this function. Now inside this function, I will be passing ID of the item for which I have clicked on remove button. Now here, let me do alert. I will pass ID, save it, come here. I will click on this remove. For this, I am having ID 2. Click on OK. I will click on this. For this, I am having ID 3. Click on this. For this, I am having ID 4. Go back, come down. I will add this to cart. Click on this cart. Now here I am having this item. For this item, I am having ID 14. So as soon as I click on this remove button, whatever item I have clicked, that ID I am passing inside this function. Now I will come to cartslice.js. Below this add to cart, I am going to create another action creator. Separate by comma and here give remove from cart. Inside this, we have to specify state and action. Once we create this action creator, simply export this action creator. Now here, I will just add this item. I will click on this cart. As soon as I remove this item, this first item, only 2 items will be left in my cart. So basically, I have to update my items array. So here, inside this, I will be passing state.items is equal to Now I will be checking for the condition state dot items. Now I will be using array filter method. After writing this logic using PPT, I will explain you entire thing. Now I will be passing item because inside filter we will be passing callback function. Now inside this items array, I am having this 3 products data. So using filter method for each and every product, I am just going to check for the condition. So first time it will be having first product data, second time second product data, and third time third product data. So from every product, I will be accessing the ID. And this ID, if it is not equal to action.payload, okay, why only action.payload? Because inside this, as soon as I clicked on the button, I am only passing ID. So this ID is nothing but payload. So from there, I am only accessing action.payload. If it is not equal to this action.payload, only those products I will be including inside this state.items. So let me explain you. For example, in my items, I have added these 2 products, and after that, whatever products I am having inside these items, same products I will be adding inside this temp items. Now for this ID3, I will just click on this remove button. Now on this array, I have used filter method. First inside filter, I will be having this product where item.id is 2. And this is the ID which I will be getting from my payload. ID is equal to 3. So first inside filter, item.id is 2. 2 is not equal to 3. Yes, it is. So this item will be included inside my items. Second, filter method. Again, it will iterate. Now, item.id is 3 as well as action.payload is also 3. So 3 is not equal to 3. The condition fails and this item will be removed from this items array. And after removing this item, I will only have this item in my items array. Once I have this, below this, whatever new data I am having, again, I just have to update my temp items. Here I will be writing state.temp items is equal to, again, I'm just going to spread state.items. So now whatever data I'm having inside my items, same data will be passed inside this temp items. It is very important to understand after removing this product, I am only having this ID2 product. That product will be present inside the items and after that, whatever data I am having inside this items array, same data I am just copying inside my temp items. So for whichever product, if I get the condition as false, then that product will be filtered out. And whatever condition is matching, only those product will be present inside these items. Now I will come inside this cart.jsx. Inside this, I'm just going to dispatch the action. I will write dispatch. And here inside this cart.jsx, we have not got access to dispatch function. Here I will be writing use dispatch. And this entire value, I'm just going to assign to dispatch. And inside this, I will be passing this remove from cart. As soon as I hit enter, this will be imported from this cart slice. And inside this, I will be passing ID. And this ID is nothing but this will be the payload. So that is what we are checking. Whatever item we have clicked, using this, we will get access to that ID. And while applying filter method, if it is able to find that ID, we are simply going to remove that product from the items array. And after that, whatever remaining products we are having, we are simply assigning to temp items. Here, I will write use selector again. Inside this, I will access state only to display the data in console. Here I will be writing console.log. I will be passing state. Come here, go back, inspect this. I will add these items. Click on this cart. Now inside this, let me just open this cart. Inside these items, you can see I am having 3 items, and here inside this temp items also, I am having 3 items. Now for this, okay, for this first, I am having ID as 1. I will click on this. Now you can see that item is been removed. I will just come down. I will open this cart again. Now I am only having 2 items. So whatever items I am having, same items I will be having inside this temp items. Here inside this cart.jsx, we are using this map method. So here inside this, I will specify key. Here I will be passing item.id. Same thing, I will come to product list. Here also inside this div container, I will pass key. Here I will be writing product.id. Refresh once, go back. Now you can see those warnings are gone. Again I will add to cart. Click on this cart. Successfully I am able to access items, and from here that warning is gone. Okay, just take your time and understand this logic, because I have seen many students who get confused while applying this filter method. Now let us implement how to update these quantities. And from now it will be very important lecture, as well as understanding each and every concept will be difficult, but I will make very simple, and using slides as well. I will be explaining you entire concept of updating the items in cart. Inside cart.jsx, here we are having input field, and inside this input field I have to type the number, or I have to increase the number, and whatever number I am having, that number I have to update in my quantity. So first, inside this I will be passing value. Value is equal to 1. I will give as a string. Save it. Come here. Now you can see on both the input fields value 1 is displayed. First, inside this value I will be writing the code. Then using slide I will be explaining you this concept. So from my temp items, I'm just going to find. Here I will be passing callback function. I will write temp item, and then I will be checking temp item dot id. If it is equal to item dot id, then simply access the quantity of temp item and set the quantity. For safer side, we will be using optional chaining, or else what I have to do, I have to access the item and simply I have to display the quantity. Now first, let us understand what logic I have written inside this value. So for this reason itself, whenever we are changing something, so for that itself, we have created this temp items array. Now imagine inside these items, I am having this two data. I am having ID2 and I am having ID3. Once I have this data, entire same data will be copied to temp items. Now what I have done, for this ID2, I have just given 2 here. Basically, I have just written 2. And for this product, we are having ID as 2. Now we are just checking temp items dot find, and this find method will be running for each and every element present inside this array. So for first product inside temp items, my ID is 2, and here inside this cart, my item ID is also 2. 2 is equal to 2. The condition is true. Once this condition is true, what I am doing, I am just accessing the quantity of temp items, and whatever value I have given, simply I am just updating that value to quantity. Okay, inside temp items I am updating. Okay, inside this cart I have just updated this ID too. Then inside this temp items we are having ID3, but for which item we have updated? We have updated for ID2. Again it will be loop 3 is equal to 2. Now for this the condition fails, and we will fall back to item.quantity and always ensure that we will have valid value inside this input field. But here, using this find method, the first condition got satisfied. So only for this ID 2, our quantity will be updated to 2. Now, if we just go reverse, I have just selected here I am having 1, and for this ID 3, I am having 2. I will remove this entire thing. Now inside this temp items, we have ID 2 and ID 3, and we have clicked on this ID 3. So first 2 is equal to 3. The condition fails. So whatever quantity I am having inside item, that is by default we have set to 1. So that value I am just displaying here, that is 1. Again, inside this temp items, I am having 3. 3 is equal to 3. The condition is true. So I will access quantity property of temp items and simply I will be updating to 2. I hope now it is clear why we are passing this condition inside this value. But now this input field we have to make as controlled element. Now even if I increase or decrease, it is not going to work. So here below this, I will be adding onChange event handler. And whenever I am typing, this onChange event handler will be fired. Inside this, I will be passing this event object. Here, I will be creating function handle date quantity. Inside this, I will be passing two arguments. I will pass item.id. So whatever item ID we will having in that iteration, that item ID we are passing, and then I will be passing e.target.value. So whatever value I am typing in input field, that value I am passing. But inside input field, whenever we are typing, that will be in string format. So this entire thing I will wrap in parenthesis, and here I will be writing parse int. So that number string will be converted to number. Now I will copy this function, and here above this I'm just going to create this function. Now inside this function, first we have to pass ID parameter, then second we will be passing quantity. Why? Because inside the input field we are entering some data, so that is nothing but a quantity. So I'm just passing the parameters ID and quantity. And here I'm just going to log, I will write log ID and quantity. Save it. Come here, I will inspect this. Let me close. Now here, back to shopping, I will be adding these products. Click on cart. Now, if I type, nothing will be working because still we are not managing inside our store. But here, if I write, here 1 is already present, I will be writing 4. So for this, my ID is 1 and quantity is 14. Now for this, I am already having 1. I will be writing 8. Now for this, ID is 2 and quantity is 18. So now using this function, we are successfully able to pass ID and quantity which I have entered. Now let us keep this console. Later, after creating the action creator, we are going to dispatch the action. I will save. Now come to cartslice.js. Above this remove cart, now we are just updating the quantity in temp items array. So here I will give the action creator name as update temp quantity. This quantity, whatever we are updating, it is still not reflected in our items quantity. Whatever we are typing, we are just updating in temp items quantity. Inside this, I will be passing state and action. Here, I will separate by comma. After creating action creator, don't forget to export this action creator. Here, I will create one variable temp item. I will access my temp items array. Now on this, again, I will be using this find method. Inside this, I will be passing callback function. Here I will write item.id if it is equal to action.payload.id. Okay. Now, as soon as we dispatch the action, now suppose imagine I am having ID1, ID2 and ID3 in my items and I have clicked on ID3, 1, 2 and 3 and I have clicked on ID3. This same data I will be having inside this temp items. So first it will be looping by item.id, it is 1. 1 is equal to action.payload. I have clicked on 3. The condition fails, it will not be including. Again for 2 it will be checking. 2 is equal to 3. The condition fails. 3 is equal to 3. Yes, the condition is true. So ID3 product data will be assigned to this temp item. Now below this, I will be checking if temp item, okay, if the product is present inside this, then simply what I have to do, I will just access this temp item quantity, whatever product is assigned to this temp item. From there, I am just accessing this quantity property, and this property I will simply update to action.payload.quantity. So now finally, we are just updating our main quantity. So whatever product we will be having from here, that product we are accessing, and whatever quantity we are having inside this action dot payload dot quantity, like what I have typed in my input field, this entire value I'm just going to assign to this temp items quantity. Temp items quantity. Okay, whatever value I have typed in my input field, that value I am accessing and I'm just assigning to this temp item quantity, and for the product which I have got using this condition. Now for ID3 I have given quantity as 2, so that 2 will be accessed from here and value 2 will be assigned to temp item quantity. Now I will copy this, come to cart, I will remove. Here I will be writing dispatch function. Inside this I will write update quantity. As soon as I hit enter, this will be imported from cart slice, and inside this I have to pass ID and quantity as its payload. Now inside this action we are passing two values. So this entire thing we have to wrap in object. Okay, this is how we will be working in Redux Toolkit. Now this entire one value will be passed to the payload, and from that action.payload we are accessing ID and quantity inside our code. Now I'll come here, refresh this, my products are getting loaded. Now I will add this item ID1, ID2 and ID3. Come to cart. Now this is ID1. Now for this I have just increased the quantity to 2. I will inspect. First let me open this initial cart. Inside this first I am having empty, and after that, after adding the items, inside these items I am having 3 products, and same products will be copied to temp items. And here for this ID1, initially I am having quantity as 1, and for temp item also I am having quantity as 1. Now after updating, I will open this cart. Inside this temp item for ID1, I am having quantity as 1, but for temp item, if you see, my quantity is updated to 2. So using that logic, we are only updating the quantity of temp items. We are not updating quantity of our items array. Instead, we are only updating quantity of temp items. This is how we will be updating quantity property inside our temp items. Now, successfully, we are able to get all the items in the cart, and inside input field, I am able to type the values. Now, as soon as I click on update button, what should happen? That quantity should be updated in my original items array, and also my total price has to be recalculated. Now inside cart, I will be adding these 3 products. Come to cart. Now here I am having these 3 products. Now for this, as soon as I increase the quantity, only for this ID2, inside temp items array, my quantity will be updated to 2. Now, as soon as I click on this update button, this quantity should be stored inside my items array as well as my total price has to be calculated. So now I will come inside this cart.jsx. Here we are having update button. Here inside this update button, I will pass this on click, and here I will write the function name as handle apply updates. I am not passing any ID. Directly I am passing this function. Now I will come on top. Above this, I'm just going to create this function, arrow function. Now, as soon as I click on update button, I will be looping through complete temp items array. So here, I will be passing my temp items, and here I will be using for each loop to loop through all the items. And here I will pass callback function item. And inside this, I'm just going to dispatch the action. As of now, let me log item. Save it. Come here, inspect this. Now here, I will just click on this update button for this ID one. As soon as I click on update button, using for each loop, I am looping through all the items which are present inside my temp items. No matter which update I click, successfully I am able to get 3 products data. Now I will come here, and here, as of now, I will only access ID, copy, paste. Now if I click on update, I am able to access product ID 1, 2, 3. As soon as I click on update button, inside this I will be dispatching the action. So 3 times my dispatch is going to run because I am having 3 products inside this temp items. Now I will come here, cart slice. Below this, I'm just going to create my action creator. I will give the action creator name as apply temp updates. Inside this, I will be passing state and action. And here I will simply separate by comma. Now what I will do, whatever data I am having inside temp items and items array, now here below this, I will be creating one variable temp item is equal to, I will write state.temp items. I am just accessing my temp items. I will write find, and inside this I will be passing item. If my item.id, if it is equal to action.payload. As I mentioned, once we dispatch, it will be running for 3 times. First time, my ID will be 1, so my action.payload will be 1. And inside this temp items also, I will be having 3 elements. So for first product, my ID is 1, which is equal to my action.payload. So that product will be assigned to this temp item. Okay, for example, now for this product, I am having ID 1 and my action.payload is also 1. So this complete product we will get access, and we are storing inside this temp item. Same thing, I will write here const. I will write cart item. Now I will be accessing my items array. Again here also I will be applying this find. Inside this I will check item.id if it is equal to action.payload. Again, for first dispatch, in my payload, I will have 1, and in my items, I am having this product. So again, this same product will be assigned to this cart item. Below this, I will be checking if cart item and if temp item, if both are present, if both the conditions are true, then what I will do, whatever quantity I have stored inside this temp quantity, entire thing I will access, and simply I'm just going to assign to cart item dot quantity. Okay, in this way what we are doing, we are just updating the quantity of that item inside our original array as well. Successfully we have completed this entire logic. Now let us understand using slide. Now here inside my items, I am having this 3 product, and inside this temp items also I am having this 3 products. Now here inside this input field for ID2 I have given this quantity 2. So only here for this ID2 inside this temp items my quantity will be updated to 2. Only here I will be having quantity 2. Now here I will click on update button, and then we are just going to dispatch 3 times because I am having 3 products. First 1 will be passed, second 2 will be passed, and third 3 will be passed. Inside the slice we are applying find method on this temp item. So if this ID is equal to 1, yes it is. So this complete product will be assigned to my temp item, and here we are having quantity 1. So same quantity will be assigned to this item's quantity. Then for both ID2 and ID3, the condition gets failed. Second, it will be running for ID2. For first, condition gets failed. ID2 is equal to action.payload. Yes, it is. Now we are having quantity as 2. So this quantity will be taken and it will be assigned to items quantity. And again, for this condition gets failed. Now in my action.payload, I am having 3. Condition gets failed. Condition gets failed. ID3 is equal to action.payload. But here we are having quantity as 1. So same quantity remains inside my items quantity. Now come to cart.jsx. In place of this console, remove this entire thing. I will be writing dispatch. Inside this, I will be passing this apply temp update. I am not getting any suggestion because I have just not exported this action creator. I will come, copy this, and below this I will just export. Now I will come inside this, I will be typing apply temp middleware. As soon as I hit enter, it got imported from cart slice. And inside this, what I have to pass from this item, I only have to pass item.id. Now save, come here, go back, add to cart. For this, I will give to inspect. Now here, inside this items, for this ID2, my quantity is 1. But inside this temp items, my quantity will be 2. Now I will click on update. As soon as I click on update, let me open cart. Inside these items, you can see here also quantity is updated to 2. And inside this temp also, I am having quantity as 2. So using this logic, we are successfully able to update the quantity inside our items array. Now once we are having the quantity, again we have to recalculate our price. So same logic, I will copy. Now whatever items I am having, same thing, I just have to calculate. So my total price will be calculated. You do not have to change anything. Whatever code we have written previously, same thing we have to write. But again, we are recalculating our price after changing the quantity. And we come here, go back, add these items, click on add to cart. Now my total is 132.25. For this, I will increase. Click on update. Successfully, I am able to update the quantity. For this, I will increase. Click on update. Now you can see, you can just calculate on your mobile or calculator and you will be having this exact same result. But now what I will do for this prices, I'm just going to fix 2 decimal numbers. I will come to cart.jsx. Here we are having this price and here I have just displayed the total. Here I will be writing 2 fixed. Inside this I will be passing 2. I just want to fix with 2 decimal points, and for this price also I will be writing 2 fixed 2. Save it. Come here. Now you can see I am having 2 decimal places. Again I will click on update. Successfully I will be getting 2 decimal points. But now let me come back. I will add these items. Click on cart. Now the problem is I will remove this item. You can see total price is not updated. Again I will remove. Again I will remove. My total price will not be updated to 0. And here in my cart, if I am not having any items, then I should be having the message, your cart is empty. And also, as soon as I remove the item, my total price should be recalculated. So here, inside this cart slice, we are having this remove cart. Copy the same thing, and below this, I'm going to paste. Now you can see my total is 0. Again, I will go back, click on these two items, cart. As soon as I click on remove, just see my total price will be updated. Again, I will click on this. Now my total is 0. But now in place of displaying this entire thing, I simply want to display my cart is empty. I will come to cart.jsx and this is my entire cart container. I will just close. This is my entire cart container which is wrapped inside this cart page container, in return which is wrapped inside this wrapper. So this entire cart container I will be wrapping in parentheses. And here below this cart page container, I will just open this JavaScript mode. I will check if my cart items dot length, if it is equal to 0, then I will open this parenthesis. And this JavaScript mode, simply I'm just going to end it here. And here I will be adding this else part. Okay, again let me show you what I have done. So this is my entire cart container which I have wrapped in parentheses, and here I have entered JavaScript mode. So remove this class curly brace and here you have to close. So if this condition is true, whatever I am having here, that will be executed, else whatever I am having inside this parenthesis, that will be executed. I will be creating one div, and for this I will give the class as cart empty. Hit enter. Inside this I will write h3. Here I will write the message, your cart is empty. Then below this I will be creating one button. Here I will add back to home. Save. Come here. Now you can see I am having your cart is empty and back to home. But if I click on this back to home, nothing is working. So here I will be using onClick event handler. And inside this, I will pass this callback function. And here we have already used this use navigate hook. So inside this, I will pass navigate. And here I will be passing slash, which means I should be redirected to home page. Now I am inside home page. Add to cart. Click on this cart. Now successfully my cart is displayed. Update the quantity, we are able to update. Remove the products, we are able to remove all the products, we are having this cart is empty. Again back to home. But now if we write this logic, the problem is, let me come here. Here I am having quantity 1 and here also I am having quantity 1. I will increase this, and also for this I am going to increase. Now no matter which update button I click, it is going to run 3 times. So if I click on this update button, whatever quantity I have increased for this input field, based on that also my total will be updated. So this value and this value both will be added in my total price. As soon as I click on update, you can see I will be having this result. But I do not want this. Whenever I click on this update button, only this product data has to be updated. If I click on this product update button, only this product data has to be updated. So here I will keep this for your reference. So using this, what you can do, okay, I will be giving you a simple challenge. You can create update all button, and in that you can apply this logic. Here I will simply copy this. Here I am going to paste, and inside this I will be passing ID. and then inside this I will be passing ID. And when I call this function, inside this update button, let me just use this arrow function. Inside this, I will be passing item.id. So only once I will be dispatching the action based on the ID for which I have clicked. But this entire logic you can use, and you can create update all button, and whatever updating logic you will be writing inside the input field. As soon as you click on update all button, all the quantities will be updated and total value will be displayed. So here, for example, if I click on ID to product, so 2 will be passed here, and accordingly using this condition, product 2 will be selected. Here also product 2 will be selected. Only for product 2, we are going to update the quantity. Then simply we are just going to recalculate our total price. I'll come here. I will just come back now. I will refresh once. Now I will click on this products. Now here I will increase the quantity to 2, and for this also I am going to increase, but just focus. Here I am having 22.30 and here I am having 10.95. But for this I am just going to click on this. So based on this value my total will be updated. So it will not be calculating this. It is only going to calculate this. But now if I click on this update, accordingly my total value will be calculated and I will be having the result. You can simply use the same logic and you can create apply all button. Similarly, same way you can also create remove all button and you can apply in your project. Now last thing, inside navbar we are having this cart. Next, we simply have to display the number stating how many items are present inside the cart. So for that, I'm just going to open navbar.jsx. Inside this, I just have to access my items array. So inside this cart slice, we are having these items. So I only want to access these items. So here I will be writing use selector. As soon as I hit enter, this will be imported from React Redux. Inside this, we will pass state, and then first let me just log state. And from this cart.jsx, I'm just going to remove this use selector. Okay, we have just displayed to see the data in console. Now I will just come here, inspect. I will open this. Now in my cart, I am not having any data. I will click on this add to cart, open. Now inside this cart, I have to access these items. So here I will write state.cart.items. Save it. Come here. Refresh once. Again I will click on this. You can see successfully I am able to access items, and this is nothing but array of object. And this entire value I'm just going to assign to this cart items. Now from here I will remove this console. So from my state I have only accessed my items, because in my state I am having 3 more properties. But directly I have only accessed my items array. And now this entire array I am just going to assign to this cart items. Now here after this cart, I will just give here parenthesis. I will enter into JavaScript mode. Now this cart item is nothing but array. For this array, I am simply going to calculate the length. That's it. I am just displaying the length after this cart. Now I'll come here. Now you can see I have added 2 items. So 2 will be displayed. I will click on this 3. I will click on this 4. I will click on this 5. Again, this item is already added. Again, if I click on this, my cart item will not be increased. But if I come here, my quantity will be updated to 2. And here remember, while adding the cart, if I have added this item twice, my total price will already be calculated. But again, if I click on update, again my total price will be recalculated and I will be having the result. Successfully, we have completed this entire shopping cart project just Take your time and understand each and every concept, because whenever you are creating e-commerce project, this is the most widely used concept, because there we usually have to add the products, remove the products, update the products, and do lot of stuff with the products. I hope you enjoyed the project and you were able to understand each and every concept what I have explained. Let me know your feedbacks in the comment section, and also you can provide the topics on which I have to make the video. Thank you so much for watching this complete project.